We're live.
We're live. Oh, like literally. In this moment, we're live, and if you're curious, you're right. We have been attempting to go live easily for 10 minutes, maybe a little bit more, and we haven't had a signal. But anyway, this is Social Media Live Friday, and like this piece of paper says, everybody calm down. Just take a chill pill. It's not 2008. This is a topic that I know, we really haven't gotten into as much as some people would have liked us to get into, but the fact is, now it's time to talk about a potential recession. I am Phil Gertis, and if you're a real estate agent, stick around to the very end because on the back of my paper here, I've got 3 quick tips I'm gonna share for real estate agents to make yourself recession-proof, market-proof. Simply position yourself to not be affected one bit by anything that happens in the market. So here's the deal. I'm gonna read this to you here. This is from our good folks. We always use them. We use them a lot. KCM, Keeping Current Matters. Our good folks at Keeping Current Matters say that a recent poll was done by Realtor.com, and in that poll, 53% of home purchasers, first-time and repeat buyers, currently in the market, believed a recession will occur this year or next year. 53%. So more than half of the people buying homes right now believe a recession is going to happen in the next year. Call it 365 to 400 days. But on top of that, 57% believe that the next recession will be as bad or as worse than 2008, and 55% said they would cancel plans to move if a recession occurs. Those are 3 alarming stats, but here's what I really want you guys to focus on. Focus on number 2, the one that is completely wrong. 57% of people believe, or home buyers believe, that the next recession will be as bad or worse as the 2008 recession. And folks, I'm here to tell you, all the analysts, all the experts will agree the recession won't even be remotely as bad as the recession was in 2008. Is there one coming? Yeah, pretty much everybody's saying there's one coming. But here's the meat of this page and this page and this page. Here's what it really all boils down to. Whether you talk to the folks at Zillow, whether you talk to the folks at Homes.com or Realtor.com, or even the analysts that you've never heard of before, everyone agrees that the recession will not affect property values in such a negative light. We lost property value by 19.7% in 2008, but this recession that's coming, it's projected that it's going to be a stock market recession. So what does that mean? What's a stock market recession? It means that property values stay where they are or they continue to grow at a decent rate, but the stock market hurts. So while the stock market is going down and people don't want to put their money in the stock market, where do you think they put their money? Well, they put their money into real estate. So if you are that person that's fearful of what the recession is going to do over the course of the next, year to a year and a half, I would like to go on record and say, guys, property values are going to be strong. There's really not much to worry about on that regard. So here's what I want you to look at. A couple notes here. Most experts, while they believe a recession is coming, they don't think it's going to affect us like 2008. In fact, Zillow economist Jeff Tucker explained the difference between the 2008 recession and our current recession that we should be hitting in a wonderful article. We can take this link and we can put it in the comments here so you can read that article. But the bottom line is, it shouldn't affect it. Here's the other thing. Like I said, 19.7% decrease in home values in the 2008 recession. It affected mortgages. It created a whole housing crisis, a full-on meltdown. But stock prices, when you think about the recession before that, it was in 2001. Stock prices dropped 21%. 21% stock prices dropped in the 2001 recession. Home values increased 6.6%. So it is really important as a consumer and as a real estate agent, you understand the historical data, that you understand that, yes, recession, it doesn't have, actually the definition of recession has nothing to do with real estate, guys. So think about it. In the last stock market recession, while the stock market dropped 25%, home values went up 6.6%. I'm thinking that if we have that happen again, it's actually a great time to be in real estate. So my point is, and we can harp on this all day and we can go over analytics and everything else. The bottom line is this: don't be scared. Is a recession coming? Yeah, probably. The truth is, over the next 12 to 24 months, our country is probably going to be in a recession. But this was really cool. where is that? I had a note here, and it was about how great our country has been doing. Oh, yeah, here it is. We're currently experiencing the longest ever economic expansion in American history. So yeah, it is common sense that says at some point we should see a downturn. But again, I'm going to say, don't worry about it. It's not going to hurt you on the real estate front. All right, that's it. That's the meat of what I want you guys to think about if you're a consumer or even if you're an agent. But now you got to actually get out there and believe it. Buyers, you got to buy. Now is a great time for buyers because the market is stabilizing. That doesn't mean it's going down. It just means that sellers can't overprice their house. And that's what you want as a buyer, right? So buyers, you got to get out there and buy. Sellers, you have to be realistic and get out there and say, this is the true market value, not the emotional market value of my house. And I'm going to price my house accordingly. Bam. So you get out there and you sell. And real estate agents, man, don't feed into the hype. I'm going to give you guys 3 tips for real estate agents to just stay on your game. Make sure you're not affected by anything potentially negative that might be on the news. Because, man, you listen to the news, you're absolutely in a position where you could go crazy listening to all the negative on the news. So here's what I want you guys to understand. 3 tips, real estate agents. I'm talking to you, so I hope you stayed on and I hope you paid attention. Number 1, don't believe the hype. If you're going to be a master of your craft, an expert in your field, my suggestion is to you to study, learn, study what all the analysts and the experts are saying, and actually understand what's happening on a full country, a national level, but then take it to your state and then take it to your local county and community and town and city, because you want to know what's happening inside of your town as well. So tip number 1, don't believe the hype. Understand, study, educate yourself. Tip number 2, we're going to see a lot of real estate agents completely scatter over the course of the next 12 months. I'm 100% confident in that statement, that we're going to see a scatter of real estate agents. The people that build their business by picking up the low-hanging fruit, they're going to lose the opportunity to do that, and they're going to leave the industry. That's a good thing for people like you and people like me who are out here and doing tip number 2, hustling, meaning you are outworking the competition, meaning you are willing to do whatever it takes to help someone win, to help somebody succeed. You're willing to get in there, dive in head first, and figure out how you can help your client. Get out there. Hustle. You have to work harder. I know you've been thinking, man, Phil, I've been working really, people are calling me. I've been working really hard. You actually have to work harder now, because now you're not just working the market, but you're fighting what people believe is going to happen, whether it's right or not. And tip number 3, this is the most important of all the tips. Brand matters. Guys, if you're a real estate agent and you haven't figured out that you're really an entrepreneur, if you're a real estate agent and you haven't figured out that the company you work for is its own brand and you are a completely different beast, a different animal, you're missing the mark. Now is the time for you to put your head down and learn and get educated on how to brand and how to market, because branding matters more than ever before. Because when all those companies that you thought would be here forever start phasing themselves out or fading away, when those agents that are kind of cluttering the space realize, can't pick low-hanging fruit anymore, I got to find something else to do, the consumer is going to go to the person with the brand, the person that they know. And you might be an agent for 30 years. But I promise you, when someone sees a video or goes on social media or goes to an event and meets someone and they get a connection with that person's brand, the amount of time you've been a realtor isn't going to matter to that client anymore. The connection they made, that authentic connection they made with that other agent, is going to be all that matters. So get out there, build your brand. So tip number 1, don't believe the hype. Tip number 2, hustle harder than ever before. And tip number 3, brand matters, so get on it now. That's it. That's Social Media Live Friday. I'm done. It's over. Kaplooey. Love you guys. Bye.